loves, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be sharing some toddler food ideas. So I hope you guys all enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow my Instagram, and let's get started. So this first one is just a small little snack. I'm just taking some blueberries, cutting them in half just so that way Jayden won't choke on them. And then you could take any yogurt of your choice. So I'm just taking some vanilla yogurt and putting that in a bowl. You could use agave or honey. I used honey and just basically going to mix that all together in a bowl. Then you're going to take a baking sheet and some parchment paper. The parchment paper was a little bit too wide for my baking sheet, so I just cut off the paper that I didn't need to use. And then I'm gonna take my blueberries and put them in the yogurt and just make sure they're all covered evenly, and then put them on the parchment paper. Then once I do all of that, then I go ahead and put the baking sheet in the freezer and let them freeze for about 2 hours. You could let them freeze overnight, but I find that doing it for 2 hours gets them frozen enough. So now that it's been 2 hours, I'm just going to remove them and put them in a bowl, and you have delicious frozen yogurt covered blueberries. So I'm a little bit nervous to give these to him. You want to try it, huh? They're a little bit bigger than I thought, and I just tried one myself, so hopefully he does pretty good eating these. I got this idea off of Pinterest, so he's never actually had them before, but there's always a first to everything, so I found this little one right here. It's cold. Do you like that? I think he really likes it. His foot's tapping against my leg. So now I'll be making my chicken quesadillas, and for my side dish I'm gonna do some chopped up zucchini. I'm gonna cook in a frying pan with olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, and garlic salt, and then I cover it and I let it cook on medium heat for 15 minutes. So now taking a flour tortilla, Mexican style cheese, and some shredded chicken, I'm just gonna make a really simple quesadilla. Jayden loves quesadillas. He literally devours these so fast. And normally I will split a quesadilla with him so he doesn't eat the whole thing. He eats pretty much half of a quesadilla though, so he does eat a lot. And once everything is on the quesadilla that I want, I'll take a flour tortilla and top that off, and then I will just wait for the cheese to melt, and then I will flip it. Normally I'll wait about like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll just keep going back and forth until I feel like everything is cooked evenly through. And now checking up on the zucchini, everything looks like it's pretty much finished. So I just stir it around a little bit, and then I will put that off to the side. And of course, we gotta add that goldfish, guys. Jayden loves goldfish. If you follow my Instagram stories, you would probably know that by now. And that is all for his chicken quesadillas. I did break them up into smaller pieces so it's easier for him to eat. This next one, we're gonna do some broccoli tots. So I'm just getting some microwavable broccoli. You can cook it yourself, but this way I find a lot easier. And I'm just chopping them into really small pieces because you don't want any big chunks in it. So now moving that into a bowl, you're gonna do 1 egg. You could do 2 eggs to make it a little bit more tacky, but I only did 1 egg. Then you're gonna add some breadcrumbs. I just have the plain flavor, and I did about half a cup. And then you're gonna add a full cup of mild cheddar cheese. And then just grab a spoon and start mixing it all together. And I'm just taking some olive oil just to oil up my baking sheet. I don't have any pan right now, so that's why I'm just using olive oil and a little paper towel. And now we're just going to take our mixture and make them into little tiny tots and just start placing that onto our baking sheet. Now at 350 degrees, you're going to let them cook for about 10 minutes and then flip them. And then do that for another 10 minutes and they should be all finished. So here are my broccoli tots. They're so yummy. And I'm actually just cutting them into smaller pieces. That way it's easier for Jayden to eat. And last but not least, I'm just pairing that up with some graham crackers. He likes the cinnamon flavored, and that is all for his broccoli tots. So now for dinner, I'm just going to be making some garlic roasted potatoes and some salmon. So I'm just chopping up some of the potatoes. These are baby potatoes. And now just taking some foil, I'm just going to line that on my baking sheet. So now I'm just going to be adding some olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, and minced garlic. And now I'm just going to mix that all together and make sure all of the spices are on every single piece. And then I'm just going to cook that at 400 degrees for 45 minutes. And now for my salmon, I'm just going to do some salt and pepper, a little bit of Old Bay fish seasoning, and then I'm going to cook that on the skin side with olive oil for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'm going to flip it and cook the other side for another 3 minutes. And I'm just adding lemon for more flavor. I love lemon salmon. It's like my favorite thing ever. And now that my potatoes are done, I'm just going to pull them out of the oven and let them cool down. And as you guys can see, I just basically separated all the salmon just because it started falling apart and I wanted to make sure every piece got cooked through evenly. And that is my lemon salmon and grilled potatoes. This next one, I'm going to make some sweet potato pancakes, and I know they look like regular potatoes, but they're not. They're sweet potatoes. Usually the orange ones are yams. But anyways, I'm just adding a cup of self-rising flour, a little bit of sugar, 1 egg, and a half a cup of milk, and I'm just mixing that all together. And I'm just going to do 2 small pancakes for Jayden and 1 big one for me. And normally I will let those cook on a low heat for about 3 minutes and then I flip them and they should be all done. And once again, I'm just breaking these into small pieces. That way it's easier for him to eat. And that is pretty much all for his sweet potato pancakes. Alright everyone, that is all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it and like these type of videos. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. And I love you guys so much and thank you for watching. Bye.